Welcome to another pitch video breakdown. My name is Nick Pollack. Today, we're going to talk about Andrew Heaney. Yeah, he's been doing some crazy things. I totally thought that the Dodgers would not be able to fix him, but it kind of looks like they did, not only with their command, but also with Andrew Heaney's new slider. That had a new pitch, and it's phenomenal. And we're going to watch all about that today, but before you do that, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like this video. Liking this video helps so much. And comment on who you want to watch moving forward. I will be referencing those comments moving forward a little bit more. So definitely make sure you leave a comment. And you can watch this live on Twitch, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. every single weekday morning. Come hang out. We talk about everything. Office hours. Those are my office hours where we just go over everything. So come on by. It's really fun. Anyway, all right. Andrew Heaney, he's really good. He struck out 11 yesterday. That's insane. How did he do it? Well, let's watch the second inning. Let's see what happens. Here's Joey Votto. Starts him off with a fastball, and no, that fouled it off his foot. This is actually kind of funny. This is not a good pitch. This is what Andrew Heaney reminds me of from last year, is he would throw these fastballs that would just be super hittable at 92 down the middle, and I'm absolutely shocked that like a geared up Joey Votto didn't just crush this thing. Oh man, there must have been some more sink to that. He fouled it off of his foot. Something was off there. Now that you throw the fastball down the middle, you know what this means, right? You throw a slider off of it. You can throw a slider, especially the one that Andrew Heaney's throwing that starts in the middle of the plate just like that fastball and then falls off and will go straight to that glove. And that's what Andrew Heaney's got to be trying to do here. And he did perfectly. Gets Joey Votto, one of the more disciplined hitters in the majors. He is going a little bit more aggressively this year and last year, but still, that's a big, mighty swing and miss from Joey Votto. 82, good, perfect spot, too. If he doesn't swing as a strike. Look, you just saw him swing at a fastball and then swing at a slider. What does that mean? He wants to swing. So you throw another slider. Now, it is Joey Votto, and you could get kind of cute and throw a high heater at this point because he might think he's obviously going to throw me another slider. I'm Joey Votto. I know things. But yeah, just throw another slider. Oh, they are going the high heater. Yeah, they did that. But I don't think that's the right one. I think this one is, you could do it here. I think, honestly, you have him leaning out over this. He's already leaning out, and you can already see that this is either too high or outside. I personally would have gone here because if you're throwing the slider here, you're going to have him leaning out towards it, right? Like this, and then you can startle him. He can come back up. And if you can pinpoint this, you got him. But that one is a little bit easier of a take. Now you go back to the slider. You got to go back to the slider. Yeah, and that's a bad one. That one's too wide. Votto, again, hyper aware of this is going to be a thing. You have to make a very competitive one here because it's just a hard pitch to hit in the first place. So throw another one. Throw a better one. There it is. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's the one that should have been the 1-2 pitch. You deserve that strike. Let's watch that one more time. Let's see how Votto reacts to this. So he's getting his foot. It's not the worst timing. I mean, strike obviously needs to be ready for 92 as well. But he needs to commit because this pitch is in the zone for a long time. He's still there. It's still above, the bottom of the zone. It's still there. And, oh, man, the amount of drop on that. And the timing isn't actually so bad for Votto. It's just it's too far away. Like, he can't hit a pitch over there. Yeah, he's committed. It's done. Great pitch by Heaney. That's amazing command of that slider. I mean, it's kind of interesting. The 1-2 pitch, it was kind of good that it missed so far. And what I mean by that is when you make mistakes, especially in a 1-2, you don't want to make that mistake in the middle of the plate because Votto's aware of it. Votto would just crush that. So it's good that he missed it away, and then he's adapted and got there for the strikeout, right? So look at that. Oh, man. That's kind of cruel. Tyler Stevenson, I feel bad for you because that's never a strike, and debatably so at the very last moment. I know it's clips technically this like box, but how accurate is that box? This is like the most borderline slider you can think of. And one thing I often say, that's free real estate, right? If you can throw a slider for a strike now too, after throwing out of the zone a lot, you get strike one. So throw it again inside now. Oh my God. That's so good. That's so good. So, if you guys have been watching this channel, you know my favorite thing is up and in fastballs followed by secondary pitches away. Or if you're a lefty going against a righty, right? What you can do is you can pepper this inside corner You can go up and in with this, and then you don't even need to throw the slider down here. You can throw the slider inside here because they think it's this. Like, this is now the pitch that you're playing off of. So, I mean, normally you would do this and then change up away like that, going away from the bat. But if you have the slider, I mean, you could just still bury it here and thinks that, oh, he's trying to go up here and he missed with the fastball here. And no, he didn't. It's down here, right? But this is beautiful. If you can do this all day, Andrew Heaney, I mean, you couldn't last year. You did in your first start. And yeah, there he buries it again. Like, perfect. That's perfect. What if you're Andrew Heaney and you're going in against a right-hander and you say, okay, what I want to do, I want to start him off with the first pitch slider away for a strike. I want to go a fastball up and in, and then I'm going to bury a slider down and in. Like, textbook. The best at bat you could have envisioned for Andrew Heaney there. Unbelievable. Pitching is easy. It is so easy. Like Tyler Stevenson's just like, well, I give up, you know? So then you got Aquino, who probably is expecting a first pitch slider, because this is a guy that, like, feasts on fastball. So early in the count, like, is hoping to see a fastball, but, like, they kind of know. I imagine he's expecting one, but I would probably try and get some free real estate and make Aquino beat me on it, because only in the count, I'm not throwing fastballs. So he might be thinking, like, fastball early, secondary late, which is standard. Let's see what we get. So there's your first pitch slider, and that's perfect. That's so good. He's not going to swing at this down in a hard one to hit. I will say, like, you want this maybe away, because if he is actually going for a slider, he's going to drop the barrel, and that's an easier place to hit it. But you throw it for a strike. It's not hung up here. Like, good. Now you can make it harder. I will say it does make it makes it a little easier for Aquino to resist the slider down and in now. And that's because Heaney has just established to Aquino the end of the strike zone on the slider. So if he's good enough, what he can do now is say, okay, that's where if it's a slider, that's where it has to be. Higher than that for it to be a strike. If it's lower than that, I need to be disciplined and not swing. Because he knows that whatever release point that was, he needs to identify that. He needs to, like, have that in his memory now of that is the borderline. I would actually be talking to the umpires like, hey, is it lower than that? Or is that the bottom of it? You know, you just have that conversation. Like, I just need to know where it is. Is that, like, at the bottom, or can you go farther than that? You know, that's what I would be talking to the umpire right now. Fastball up and in makes a lot of sense. Trying to set that up. And kind of surprising that Aquino didn't swing at this, just because I think he can hit it. Like, this is kind of where he feasts, if I remember correctly. So we'll see what we go back with here. Yeah, that was the changeup, I think. And that makes a lot of sense, right? Because we're just talking about the slider kind of being established at the bottom of the zone. Fastball kind of feels like Aquino's going to be on that. He didn't swing at that one, so maybe he knew it would be a ball because he's so hyper in on it. So you got to throw something else. And that was a changeup. And yeah, Aquino's not expecting that one. And he threw it inside the zone, so good job. Regardless of the foul ball, like, he's going to get a strike on it. Unless he was looking for some off speed there. And even so, like, the changeup, you're not expecting that. So 1-2. I mean, just stop for a moment. Think, what do you throw? What do you throw against Aquino right now? I might just try and bury the slider. It's like, are you disciplined? You got that? You got the release point? Let's see what you can do. Slider down in. Yeah. But that was too far. And that was really easy for Aquino to resist. Like, the last one we saw to Stevenson ended up over here. This is too far down. So now 2-2. You could throw it again, just a better one. You could also probably pepper a fastball up and in, but I would probably say, like, my slider is my best pitch. I'm going to just throw a better one. Let's see what we got. And there it is. Oh, my God. Whew. So that isn't even low, though. That is actually missing inside. I think Aquino just kind of took a gamble. Like, he saw it and he said, I'm just going to hope that it keeps breaking. I'm just going to keep. Oh, my God. That is so close. But no. So now 3-2. Man, what do you throw? I would probably throw a slider for a strike, because I think Aquino has not swung at a slider and hasn't swung at anything. And, like, I want him to show me that he can hit a slider, right? Instead of a fastball, which I think he's very used to. Fastball up and in is where they're going. Oh, that's pinpointed, though. He thinks that's ball four. Why? I mean, that's pretty much the same location as the slider ultimately. He thinks that's inside the entire way. It probably had a little bit of run to come back. And that's gorgeous. I mean, look at that. That's right on the line. Let's watch that one more time. That's beautiful. And, Heaney did miss the spot, right? He was trying to go up, got it down, but but the thing is like, you miss twice. It's like a free throw shot, right? Sometimes you miss too far. Sometimes you miss going left or right. The bad ones are where you miss like back into the right. That's like a proper brick. But if you miss like slightly to the left or the right, you still got in the middle. And this is okay, This is fine. You missed up and down, but you still hit the black as you wanted. And you deserved it, man. And he's upset. But, man, okay, so what's our takeaway from this? Well, last year, Andrew Heaney, changeup and curveball, right? The changeup failed to get it down consistently. Curveball failed to really not bounce it and everything. This slider is clearly better commanded than last year. My biggest question is how much is the fastball going to limit the ability of that slider, especially on the days the slider command isn't perfect. Look, for even guys that have great command, it's not 100% of the time, right? They have those days that are off. Okay, let's say Heaney is not 100%. Let's see, I don't know, I'm just throwing out 75%. Then it's like, you're going to have those bad days if that fastball command isn't there. So that's the biggest question to me moving forward. But this is great. I mean, that slider is phenomenal. It is truly the secondary pitch that Heaney wanted for years. And the fastball generally has been like more upstairs, and just guys would sit on it because they would be easily spitting on the secondary stuff, and then they would hit it for long balls. But because of that slider, it nullifies the fastball, makes it already way better. And he went 6 innings yesterday. I'm very excited about Andrew Heaney. This is some pretty cool stuff, and I hope you were able to get him in your fantasy leagues if you play that. But for the Dodgers fans, you should be thrilled about this. And let's just hope that the command sticks. But all right, that's going to do it for today. As always, you should be checking this out on Twitch, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. every single weekday morning. But that's going to do it for today. So my name is Nick Pollack. And of course, may your BABIPs be low and your strikeouts high.